Hi guys, I'm super excited to talk about Water Weekend coming up this weekend. It's supposed to be nice and hot on Saturday and Sunday, so that's awesome. So just a couple reminders, and I'm going to dive into some details so that you have a decent idea of what's happening before you get here. So just a few reminders. First of all, Water Weekend is just supposed to be a fun weekend. We're not going to do a large group per se. We are going to really focus on relationships and having fun with the kids this weekend. So I would just encourage you to come prepared to really have fun and get a little wet and really just enjoy hanging out with the kids. So dress appropriately and just bring your best A game as far as just being silly and goofy and having a great time with the kids. Also, going outside always adds an element of security and safety, so just keep your eyes on kids. Luckily, elementary are pretty good about sticking with us, but we will be on the side of the building somewhat as well, so just keep your eyes out. Security will be out there, but if you see anything at all that maybe you're not sure if the right person should be in the area, just say something to myself or security and we will make sure it gets addressed immediately. Okay, I'm going to dive into some details. I am sending you each a sheet that is going to look like this, and so this will kind of tell where you are going to be, whether you're leading a game or you're leading the groups of kids. And so I've tried to split you up as best as possible. Some of you have touched base with me about things that you want to do, but most people I haven't heard from, so I'm kind of plugging everybody in. Please be in time for team time. It is so important because we are going to have a lot of details to work through and we are going to have a lot of things to do each service hour. So please be in time. And so basically every service hour we're going to be splitting the kids into teams via wristbands when they come in. So for our smaller services there will be less teams, but we will combine 1st through 5th grade all together. So there will be 5 teams at our largest service hour, and so you'll see this. It doesn't matter really what service hour I'm going to send this. You don't really need to know this ahead of time, but this is going to be the order. So if you're on the red team, you're going to go to capture the flag, and then you're going to go to spoons, and then you're going to go here and here and here. You need to have this. I have a laminated copy for you to use on Sunday or Saturday, because we're not going to just rotate in a square. There's going to be one activity that only 4th and 5th graders do, so we are going to work at making sure this runs as smoothly as possible. You know, there are always tweaks and challenges and things we have to come up with. So I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of the game so you have some idea again before you get here. We're going to play Capture the Flag. I'll just hold out these up so you can see. Capture the Flag, we've done the last few years, and the kids are split up into teams, and each child has a spray bottle, and the idea is that they get a code, like it looks like it's just funny sayings, and this gets covered with shaving cream, and their goal for their team is to protect their code from getting sprayed off while trying to spray off the other team's code, so everybody gets a little wet in the process, and the first person to tell the leader the code wins for that round. I will have little candy prizes for the winners of each round. The second one we're going to do is kickball with a splash. So we're going to be playing an old-fashioned game of kickball, but the bases will be small inflatable pools, so the kids will run to those and get wet, and they had lots of fun with those at the regionals this weekend. So we will be doing that. Same basic rules as kickball apply. We have Duck Duck Splash, which is just a game of Duck Duck Goose, but the ducker has a water balloon, and so they tap the kid's head, duck, 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 and then splash. They break the water balloon on someone that they want to chase them. So that will be a fun game. That's super easy. The Fireman Pass, we've done this before too if you've played these games with us before, but basically you have a bucket at the front of the row and the back of the row. The front one is filled with water, so the kids line up front to back, and they have a sponge, and so they'll fill the sponge, pass it over their head to the next person, who will then keep going to the last person in line. They squeeze out the water into the bucket, run to the front, start over. And so the idea is whoever gets the water filled the fastest at the back of the line wins. And then our next game is target practice. And so this will just be some targets made with spray chalk on the ground, and the kids are going to have wet sponges. And again, they're going to be in groups, so maybe like 4 teams if you have enough kids for that. And so the idea is that one player from each team will go. They'll throw their sponge, and the one closest to the center goes to the winner's circle, and the rest sit out for that round, and then so on and so on until all the winners are done. Then they go, and whoever wins that round wins, and then you can play again. And the last one is the spoon relay, and so we'll have some wooden spoons and some water balloons, and they're going to do an old-fashioned relay, stand front to back, and just get your bucket of water balloons down before the other teams. So nothing too extravagant or too difficult, but we'll definitely get wet in the process. So, and there's always a little extra water flying in between and all of that. The other thing is for small group time, we are going to do 2 to 3 games first, and then we're going to take a break and have small group time for about 7 or 8 minutes, and then we are going to come back and do a couple more games. So for small group time, you are going to have a sponge in your small group, and you're going to grab some water bottles, and you are going to talk to them, just kind of review that we've been talking about wisdom all month and what it means to have wisdom. How we gain wisdom is by knowing what God wants for us. So the different ways are, prayer and learning from others and reading the Bible. And so you'll have your sponge, and as you're talking about all of those, you'll have the kids spray the sponge and just talk about how as we fill ourselves with things that we can gain wisdom from, we begin to fill ourselves, and so the sponge will begin to get wet. And then you can, at the end, you can talk about how then when we come into situations where we need to use wisdom, if we have filled ourselves with it, you can squeeze the sponge and talk about how then it does come out and it overflows into the decisions that we make and the relationships that we have and the things that we do. I will send you a printed copy of that and have that available on the weekend, but just so you know, it's a super simple object lesson, but just have fun with your kids. So one thing to know is we are going to be moving at a fairly quick pace so that we can get through quite a few games and so that the kids don't get bored. But with that comes, we need everyone to know what is going on, and we just need you to be on task as much as possible. So please familiarize yourself with exactly what's going to be going on so that you can be as helpful as possible and know what's going on also. So we are going to have a great time. If you by chance are available to come early on Saturday around 3:30 and help set up, it would be greatly appreciated. But I know that everyone has crazy schedules. And also, if you are available to help clean up on Sunday, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. So that's all I have for today. If you have any questions or anything, please let me know. Otherwise, I will see you all this weekend, and we're going to have a great time. Thanks. Take care.